everyone. Welcome back to Lazy Cat Reactions. This is episode 4 of season 11 of Heartland, titled How to Say Goodbye, which is a kind of ominous title. Amy and Ty prepare a Mongolian horse for international transport, which Ty is obviously going to have some feelings about because he was in Mongolia. Jack and Lisa argue over their future. Georgie is distracted by Wyatt's return. If we remember in season 10, after Georgie and Adam broke up, she ended up going on some sort of adventure with that guy Wyatt, and he kissed her. She seemed to have enjoyed that kiss, but I'm guessing, at least what she said, was that it kind of was the final proof she needed to pursue something with Adam to kind of get back together with him, which unfortunately didn't work. So now that she is single, I wonder if she is going to give Wyatt a chance. So it's kind of cool that he's coming back. But, there might be a twist. And I don't like seeing Jack and Lisa arguing over their future. I know they argue sometimes, but usually they end up sorting everything out. So I'm not too worried about them, but I don't like them arguing. Let's get started. Beauty though. Well, if they are truly wild, of course he'd be afraid. Yeah, well, she already made that connection, so. It's a beauty though.
The horses? Yeah.
He obviously isn't liking everyone.
I'm gonna go see our daughter.
Just keep your distance though, okay guys?
Yeah, he's pretty unpredictable.
Well, Amy knows it's going to be a bit of an issue, especially because, as he said, they're the only true wild horses. But it did look like Attila had made a connection with Amy because, they connected eyes. And then it looked like he'd made a connection with Wyatt. And obviously something's up with Wyatt because he looks a little annoyed every time someone mentions his father. I'm sorry about your father. He's kind of like he doesn't want to talk about it, which, can be valid. You lose a member of your family and everyone's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I can understand. Maybe you might get annoyed by that sometimes, especially if it's constant. But I like how he said that Georgie was the first one he wanted to see when he got to Hudson. I wonder if he knows that he knew she and Adam had broken up. So I wonder if he knows, itches suddenly. I wonder if he knows that they didn't get back together, and that Adam's with Olivia. One thing I've noticed with these shows is how, in tune everyone is with everyone else. Now, granted, it's a small area, but it's really not that small. But it is still technically a small area. But it's like everyone kind of knows everything, Like Casey came back into town, when she comes for lunch, if she comes for lunch, she's going to all of a sudden know that, anything, that Georgie quit trick writing and stuff like that. And it's like, how do you guys know all this stuff? Again, I guess maybe small town word travels. And plus, they're probably still in communication with each other. She and Tim, maybe they talked and everything, Or Peter will come back and it's like, how does he know all this that's going on? Well, probably because he's heard from Lou or Georgie about whatever. But again, it's still kind of it's funny how you'll even have a guest like Wyatt or someone, and it's like, you've just gone to town. How do you know this shit? And another thing I always find funny is when they have just met someone or they don't even really like someone, and yet they still have their number in their phone. I'm like, really? You just met this person and their number is in your phone. I've always found that funny when you see the phone, it'll say Casey and they just met a day or so ago. Like, really? You already put your number in your phone? Just things I notice, on shows that are kind of funny.
Yeah, but did you call Bob, though? He's busy, I know, but I just saw him today. Okay. Well, we'll talk soon.
Scott. Amy doesn't feel right about that.
Where's Georgie? Hanging out with Wyatt, I guess.
So it's just them for dinner? Amy and Ty must be... Lisa's gonna react the wrong way to that.
Doing fine on your own.
Work.
Not a big day. It's these people, they never really take Amy seriously. And it's like, you have to remember, dude, she's the miracle girl. She knows what the hell she's doing. She knows what the hell she's saying. So just let her do her thing, It'll be okay. Just let her do her thing. And yeah, Wyatt, there's obviously some reason. I mean, Wyatt hasn't worked through his grief. He said he grieved when he found out his father was terminal, which is fair. My common-law husband lost his mother last year, filming this in 2023. And he lost her on January 6th of 2022. And he knew it was coming. Basically ever since the lockdowns in 2020 and stuff, it took a decline in her health, which is basically what happened. That was kind of the point when people were isolated, is it was to kind of ruin people's health. And it did, the isolation. And I called that back in 2020 that it was going to do that to people. So he knew it was coming and everything. So he said he did have time to grieve, but it was really sad because he was cleaning out her apartment and he said that he cried there, but he had time. And that's the thing is, unfortunately some people don't have time because they're killed in an accident or a heart attack or something, and you don't have that time to grieve. Or this is titled How to Say Goodbye, which of course is how Wyatt can say goodbye to his father, and maybe Attila saying goodbye to his mayor or whatnot. But some people of course don't get the chance to say goodbye. So he did, and the same with his father. When his father passed, he had time. So obviously when it happens, yes, it is still going to be sad, but for him it helped. And for Wyatt, his father was diagnosed as terminal, and it took a while, depending on how long his father had, he still had time to come to terms and to say goodbye. And yeah, of course it's going to be sad, and there's still going to be some grieving, but at least he had a chance. So then it's not as hard when the moment comes.
Hey.
Hey, Brick, come on in.
Oh, good, they're early for lunch.
Georgie, you coming?
No, I can't. I'm sorry. I have
Time to me for taking me away from such an important mission.
Yeah,
I moved
that's
to Hudson.
kind of
and now
shit.
you don't even have the time of day for me. That's nice, really nice. But
Thank you.
Have we
I
seen her
admire you,
before?
Jen.
We might
It's
have.
obvious that you're
She looks
bearing up.
familiar.
I try to keep a smile on my face for the kids.
But you gotta laugh or you probably just cry all the time.
They were saying, when he was kind of like, get off me and everything, and Georgie was saying, like, go in the house, I had a feeling the kid was gonna wander off. Obviously they'll find him, but I would ask if someone else can go in Attila's place. Like, why does Attila have to be the one? Obviously if he has that separation and he says he can't send the foal yet. Alright, so then send Attila when the foal's old enough. Obviously he doesn't want to leave his woman and he doesn't want to leave his baby. That's fair. So just find another horse that can work. Looked like there were a few other Mongolian horses, so use one of them. I like the music that they're playing with it.
Both of you.
Yeah, but why they have to separate them? I mean, come on.
Bye, Attila.
That got to Wyatt. Lisa finally decided to move in. It looks like in the next episode they're gonna adjust to it. Which, yeah, you know, they are both set in their ways. And I like how Jack, when she said that about, you know, like living there and moving in, and he was like, that sounds great. Granted, he lived there with Lindy, even though he was gone on the road sometimes, he still lived there with Lindy. But Jack had been on his own for many years. So that is a bit different, you know. He was on his own for many years, so yeah, it would be a bit difficult to adjust. And I like how when Brick said, bye, Attila, that's when Wyatt broke. It's like it finally hit him. And you know, they've said there's no time limit for grief, which is correct. And, you know, Amy had commented about the grief gets better, but there are times when it might get bad. And yeah, I think that's true. You know, like maybe there's a certain scent that triggers or something. You know, it happens. And it does suck that we have to go through grief. It sucks a lot. And I wish that we didn't have to, but unfortunately, we do. It's not up for us to decide, unfortunately. So thank you for joining me for episode 4 of season 11 of Heartland. I hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, the how to say goodbye was... That's, I think, why Wyatt and Attila made that connection, because they both were dealing with grief and how to say goodbye. So, I like how sometimes these titles aren't directly associated with the main cast, that it can be other members, you know, having to do with the horses or supporting cast. I like that. If you enjoyed this reaction, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content. Hit that notification bell if you are watching these on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok, please. I am at Lazy Cat Reactions. I'd love to be able for you to see clips of my videos and other various and sundry things. Speaking of videos, you might want to check out some of the other ones I have. I like to think I have a variety, so feel free to check them out and support me on Buy Me a Coffee if you can. Link to my editor's in the description. Look at her for all your editing needs, and thank you so much for all of your hard work, Captain Factory. I'll see you for episode 5. I hope you all are doing well. Have a great day and a wonderful week. Bye.